I've got a crazy idea, and it involves pairing someone like Giannis with Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio. Stay tuned because I really want to know your thoughts on this crazy scenario. All right, from reading the title or the thumbnail, I can assume everyone watching already knows where I'm going with this, but let's break it down anyways. So as we know, the Spurs have two top 10 picks in this year's NBA draft. Number 4 and number 8. And while this draft does have some really intriguing complementary pieces who could be franchise-altering down the line, I think it would be a great idea to move those picks for a star or a superstar. You see, Wemby has already shown that he is a generational player. Not only did he average a 20-point double-double as a rookie center, but he's also made a case of being the most impactful defensive player in the NBA. So basically, the kid is an all-star already in terms of talent and skill. So my thing is, why wait 3 or 4 years to be a good team? Why not skip the rebuilding process altogether? Rebuilding in the NBA is often seen as a necessary evil, a period of hardship and sacrifice where teams endure losing seasons in hopes of landing high draft picks that can transform their futures forever. However, there are instances where the process can and should be accelerated. One such scenario is when a rookie, fresh out of college or international play, bursts onto the scene and becomes an all-star in their first year. This unexpected phenomenon should signal to the franchise that it's time to shift gears from rebuilding to constructing a championship roster. Here's why NBA teams should seize this golden opportunity. First and foremost, the occurrence of a rookie becoming an all-star in their debut season is exceedingly rare. When it does happen, it's a clear indication of exceptional talent and a potential franchise cornerstone. Historically, players like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan made immediate impacts that signaled the arrival of future superstars. When a team is fortunate enough to draft such a player, they should recognize this unique opportunity to build around a generational talent. The NBA is a league where championship windows can open and close rapidly. When a rookie proves themselves to be an all-star, it often means they are capable of influencing the game in a significant way from the outset. This should prompt the organization to act swiftly and decisively to capitalize on their young stars' talents. Waiting 3 or 4 years could be wasting precious time in which the player could be leading the team deep into the playoffs. From a financial perspective, building a competitive team quickly around a rookie all-star can also be advantageous. Early success increases ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and overall franchise value. Owners and executives need to strike while the iron is hot, leveraging the buzz and excitement around their young star to secure better sponsorship deals and media coverage. Delaying competitiveness could lead to a loss of momentum and fan interest, which might not be as easily regained. An all-star rookie demonstrates that they can handle the pressures of the NBA and excel. This type of player can attract other high-caliber players who want to join a team with a bright future. Free agents are more likely to consider a team that shows promise and ambition rather than one stuck in a prolonged rebuild. Constructing a championship roster means surrounding the young star with experienced veterans, sharpshooters, and defensive specialists who can help maximize their potential and cover any weaknesses. When a team accelerates their path to contention, they often bring in seasoned veterans who provide invaluable mentorship to young stars. This can greatly aid in the rookie's development, both on and off the court. Learning from players who have been through the rigors of the playoffs and understand what it takes to win a championship can fast-track a young player's maturity and readiness for big moments. Extended periods of losing can have detrimental effects on a team's culture and the development of young players. Losing breeds a culture of mediocrity, which can be hard to shake off even when the talent level eventually improves. By skipping the prolonged rebuilding process, a team can maintain a competitive and winning mindset, fostering an environment where players are always striving for success. This can have a profound effect on team chemistry and individual player development. NBA rookie contracts are typically more affordable compared to what players command once they hit free agency. This financial flexibility allows teams to add significant talent without worrying about the salary cap as much. A team with an all-star rookie can take advantage of this by acquiring other key pieces while their star is still on a cost-effective deal. This allows for a more balanced and deeper roster, which is crucial for championship runs. There are numerous examples in NBA history where teams have pivoted from rebuilding to contention due to the early emergence of a star player. The 1980 Chicago Bulls saw Michael Jordan become an all-star in his rookie season, and within a few years, they were building a dynasty around him. The Cleveland Cavaliers, upon drafting LeBron James, quickly shifted their focus to building a team that can compete in the playoffs, culminating in multiple finals appearances. When a franchise demonstrates its commitment to winning and building around a young star, it can positively influence the player's decision to stay long-term. Players want to be in environments where they believe they can compete for championships. Showing a clear path to contention can help in contract negotiations and extensions, ensuring that the franchise retains its star player for the foreseeable future. Now, I could be just yapping and talking foolishly, but seriously, why not? From a mental standpoint, Wemby is well beyond his years when it comes to competitiveness and handling pressure. He's cut from the same cloth as a LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And we saw what happened when the Cavs were too damn trash to win at the very beginning of his career. He left and went to the Miami Heat. Imagine in LeBron's second year in the NBA, his GM brought in another all-star or superstar caliber player. LeBron averaged an insane 27 points per game in year 2 and led his team to 42 wins, but missed the playoffs. Then, of course, he would get close to winning a finals, but his team just couldn't pull their weight. So, one trade that would make sense would be to trade the 4th pick along with Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, and Zach Collins for Donovan Mitchell and Jarrett Allen. Yeah, I know, that's a lot to take in, but let's break it down for a moment. The Cavaliers just fired their head coach, JB Bickerstaff, for whatever reason. And I know there were rumors that he and Donovan Mitchell didn't get along, but I can't 100% confirm that because Mitchell has debunked a couple rumors since his season ended recently. But it's clear the Cavs have lost their direction as a team. They had championship aspirations, but the roster said otherwise. They had a superstar in Mitchell, but the rest of the roster was just too young and inexperienced. And whether he says it or not, I know the playoff failures throughout his career is starting to get under his skin, especially when you see young guys like Anthony Edwards, Luka, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown all getting to the conference finals and NBA finals with a stacked roster beside them. Mitchell wants the same results. And as for Jarrett Allen, he was amazing for the Cavs. He was even in the Defensive Player of the Year race for most of the season, but his absence in the playoffs was greatly missed. So, with the Cavs maybe heading towards a retool, it would probably be smart to move on from these two. And in this trade, you would get the 4th pick, where you could grab a Reed Shepherd or Rob Dillingham to put next to Garland. Or you could draft the wing Ron Holland to put next to Isaac Okoro. Then you would also have finally a backup point guard in Trey Jones who could run the second unit. Keldon Johnson could act as another scorer, and Zach Collins could give them more depth. For the Spurs, a lineup of Donovan Mitchell at point guard, Vassell at shooting guard, Sohan at small forward, Wemby at the power forward, and Jarrett Allen at the center position could be a pretty damn lethal combination on both sides of the ball. You would basically have 2 Defensive Player of the Year candidates on the same defense with Wemby and Allen. Then you have Sohan, who is one of the most versatile defenders in the league, and Vassell is good defensively as well. And not to mention, Mitchell is coming off arguably his best defensive year ever. Offensively, the pick and roll would be their go-to, which would fit since Mitchell is one of the most dangerous pick and roll scorers in basketball, and also an underrated passer. Of course, they would have to add depth to their bench, which they could accomplish by signing players like Gary Payton II, Kyle Anderson, or players along those lines, and add some shooting, of course. In my humble opinion, it makes sense. The league would love it too. Bringing in Mitchell and Allen would almost guarantee a playoff spot. And we all know that seeing Wemby in the Western Conference playoffs would boost ratings to new heights, especially if he were to play Luka or Joker or even LeBron. The NBA would love it. It could be a way to solidify Wemby as the new up-and-coming face of the NBA. But if Mitchell and Allen are too far out of reach, I would even try and see what the chances of picking up Giannis or trade the 4th and 8th pick along with Keldon Johnson and Trey Jones to the Suns for KD and Grayson Allen could be. That's far riskier, I know. And maybe the safest bet would be save both draft picks and be bad for another year in hopes of the 2 players they draft this year turning out to be future stars. But obviously, for the reasons I just went over in this video, I don't think that's their best option. But what do you think? Should the Spurs trade both of their picks? Or at least one to surround Wemby with an all-star? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.